Osweiler deal a stunner. Cutler's release no surprise. Everyone expected a free agency flurry when the NFL's year began on Thursday. Predicting what happened with Brock Osweiler was beyond anyone's projections. 1 year after signing a 4-year deal with Houston, then losing the starting job to Tom Savage late in the season before returning and winning a playoff game, Osweiler is headed to Cleveland. The Texans basically took whatever deal they could get to rid themselves of a $16 million payout to the quarterback in 2017. The Browns and Texans are also swapping 4th and 6th round picks in 2017, and Cleveland gets a 2018 second-rounder. Far more predictable was Chicago releasing Jay Cutler, who had no guaranteed money left on his contract. Cutler led the Bears to the 2010 NFC Championship game, but otherwise struggled in Chicago. His ability, toughness, and intelligence were on daily display at Hollis Hall and Soldier Field. He had an extraordinary impact off the field, doing things for people, especially kids, without expecting or wanting any recognition, Chairman George McCaskey said. I wasn't a big fan of his. Yet another QB soon to be on the move, the Cowboys' Tony Romo teasingly told fans in a tweeted video, "Hey everyone. I just wanted to come to tell you it's been a crazy 48 hours here. Me and my family felt the outpouring of support and love from all of you. It's been overwhelming and it doesn't go unnoticed. I want to say thank you and we have a lot to think about going forward but we'll see what happens. Until then I'm just going to keep listening to Bob Dylan." Romo could be headed to East Texas to replace Osweiler now that the Texans have room to pay him. Whether Dallas releases its longtime quarterback or works out a trade will soon be known. As for the Texans-Browns stunner, it's possible Cleveland, which owns the top pick in April's draft, will be moving Osweiler, too. But the Browns had plenty of cap room to absorb the financial hit and load up with more draft picks. 2 players Cleveland added who will be staying are Kevin Zeitler, late of division rival Cincinnati, and Joe Bitonio, who got a 5-year extension. So much for the Browns' needs at guard. Among the busiest teams were the Buccaneers and Eagles, each getting a dangerous receiver for its young passer. Tampa Bay brought in Deshaun Jackson to team with Mike Evans as targets for Jameis Winston. Jackson is one of 5 players since the 1970 merger with 26 or more career touchdowns of 50-plus yards. Only Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, 23, has more than Jackson's 22 touchdowns of 60-plus yards. Deshaun is exactly the type of dynamic playmaker we have been targeting for our offense, said Buccaneers coach Dirk Koetter. Deshaun brings a veteran presence and a big play mentality that fits in perfectly with our offensive philosophy. He is a tough-minded competitor who has the game-breaking speed and pass-catching ability that stretches the defense and creates matchup problems. The Buccaneers also added defensive tackle Chris Baker, late of Washington. Philadelphia got perhaps the most covered wideout available in Alshon Jeffrey, who left Chicago, and also agreed to terms with Torrey Smith, who was cut by San Francisco. Carson Wentz now has 2 more downfield threats than he did in his rookie season. Philly also grabbed guard Chance Warmack and released the Connor Barwin. Elsewhere, Miami finalized the trade of guard Brandon Albert to Jacksonville for tight end Julius Thomas, then added Anthony Fasano. The Dolphins kept outstanding safety Reece Jones, who got a $60 million, 5-year contract extension. Jacksonville bolstered its defense when it agreed to terms with Houston cornerback A.J. Ebi, Arizona defensive end Calais Campbell and Dallas safety Barry Church on deals totaling more than $150 million. The 25-year-old Ebi agreed to a 5-year deal worth $67.5 million, with $26 million guaranteed. Ebi was considered the top cornerback on the market and will start opposite budding star Jalen Ramsey. The 30-year-old Campbell had 501 tackles, 8 forced fumbles and 3 interceptions in 9 seasons with the Cardinals. He also missed just 6 games. Also, they resigned W.R. Brian Walters and released DT sender Rick Marks. The Jets made cornerback Darrelle Revis release official. Revis, 31, had been scheduled to make $15 million, including a $2 million roster bonus, this season. The Jets still owe him $6 million as part of the $39 million in guarantees in this 5-year, $70 million deal he signed in 2015. He's now free to sign elsewhere, but he'll have to find a team willing to bring him in despite being a shell of his former shutdown self. Revis is also facing 4 felony counts, including aggravated assault and other charges alleging he was in a fight with 2 men on February 12 in Pittsburgh. A pretrial hearing will be held on March 15.